Hey guys, so for today's video, I have this full face, super full coverage glam makeup look. We got some glitter going on. We have a mauve lip. I asked you guys on Twitter if you preferred to see gold sparkle and mauve lip or a smoky eye and burgundy lip, and most of you guys voted for this option. So make sure you're following me on Twitter because I always ask you guys like questions on polls and stuff. But anyways, I haven't done a full face glam makeup look in so long. Like I feel like I haven't done a good standard glam tutorial in a while, so I figured today that's what I'm gonna do. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I also did it talk through style, so I was able to actually give you guys a ton of advice and tips and tricks as I did my makeup, which I thought was really cool. I'm also using a ton of new products that I've been loving in this video and kind of sharing with you guys my updated makeup routine because I've kind of switched some things around within the past like 2 months or so, I would say. So this video is full of goodness. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you were interested in checking out this makeup look, then make sure to keep on watching. So let's go ahead and get started with some primer, of course. You guys are gonna see my like insanely long skin prep session that I'm gonna do today. I've been doing this for the past like month and a half. I feel like I haven't done like a good tutorial for you guys in so long, so you guys are gonna get to see some updated products that I've been using today and also how ridiculously long, like I said, my skin prep sessions have been. So the first thing that I just did was use some Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer. I really like this one, and I'm also gonna take the Smashbox Primer Oil because I've also really, these sideburns though, I'm honestly just gonna let them run wild soon. I've also really been liking this primer oil. I have tried mixing with my foundation and it's nice like that as well, but today just feel like applying it like that. So next I'm going to take the Peter Thomas Roth 24K Gold Pure Luxury Lift and Firm Prism Cream. Now when I first got this, I didn't know if it was a face cream or a liquid highlighter, but it's clearly a liquid highlighter. Like it's very, oh my god, it's so beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's so beautiful. So I just like kind of pop it on in the areas that I want to glow the most, especially the nose, Cupid's bow, chin, and then I'll just take like whatever's left over and kind of dab it around these areas. So I'm also going to take Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, and I'm just going to apply a couple sprays of that. This is such a good, like, it's pretty much a moisturizer in a bottle, but it just gives you a little bit of a dewy finish. And I've actually really been liking it. I'm gonna update you guys in my January favorites and kind of my thoughts on it, so don't worry. So I'm gonna use foundation, of course. I'm gonna take the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, but today I was like looking through my foundation drawer and was like, what if I mixed a little bit of the Marc Jacobs full cover foundation? Because this is super full coverage. So I thought, what if I just use like half of a drop or like one little bit? It's literally the slightest bit. I'm going to take the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is in the shade 6.5. Let's go ahead and blend this out. I feel like this might be a really nice combo, so I'm excited. Ooh. I know Giorgio Armani came out with a new foundation, and I cannot wait to try it, but I went to go buy it on their site, and they don't ship to Canada. So I was like, seriously? So next I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm obsessed with this stuff, so I've been using it so much. And I'm just going to conceal and highlight, bring it down. I'm also going to bring it up the sides of my nose. I've been doing that lately because it helps to kind of pre-contour my nose. And I'm going to take it up the forehead. Also down the nose. And I like to stop right there so it doesn't elongate the tip of my nose and make my nose look longer. Cupid's bow and chin. And of course, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with my beauty blender. And again, bring it up the sides of my nose. Makes your nose look slimmer. So if you're ever like too lazy to actually contour your nose, you can just do like a little 2-in-1 whenever you're concealing. Just pop it up there and it kind of shapes your nose. So if you ever want to skip contouring, just do like a little mini contour. So I am going to go ahead and set that under eye. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild contour palette. What's crazy is this reminds me so much of the yellow from the Kat Von D, and then this reminds me so much of Emphasize from MAC. I love using them together because the paler shade really brightens, but I also still just really like a yellow under eye. So I can't just like not use the yellow shade, you know, like I just like how the yellow looks underneath the eye against my skin tone. Now, since I put like a lot of highlight here, I don't really want to set those areas. I've lately been like skipping that. I am going to go in with powder later, but I'm just not going to set the areas that I put that luxury 24 karat gold cream because I just want it to bling. Plus it's going to kind of get set when I put it with the powder highlight on top. And since it's winter, I can get away with not like powdering as much because you guys know my skin's been a little bit like kind of like normal to dry now. So I am going to do a little bit of cream bronzing, and I'm going to take my Anastasia Stick Foundation in the shade Amber, and I'm going to take the e.l.f. brush that I've been obsessed with, and I'm just going to pop this directly on the brush. I don't know what it is, but I feel like when I place the product on my cheek and then go to blend it out, it like, I feel like the product sticks there, so like by the time I go to blend it out, it just doesn't blend nicely. I prefer like directly applying it from the brush. You know what I mean? I've just been liking that better. And I love this stick foundation for contouring and cream bronzing because it's not extremely full coverage, so it allows you to like build it up. I just prefer to work with products that aren't so full coverage for certain steps because then it's like easier to blend out and easier to work with. So if you're a beginner, that's like a really good tip too. Try to work at first with products that are not as full coverage because you can kind of build them up and they just look more natural. They're easier to blend, easier to work with. So I just like to stipple it too because I feel like if you're like rubbing, then you're gonna move the foundation that's underneath. So I just like to do stippling, bouncing motions. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this Sigma Duo Fiber E41 brush, dip into some of this cream bronzer and just contour my nose a little bit. And I like to do my nose contour very lightly. Like I never even used to contour. I don't know, I just don't like to do a heavy nose contour. Also, I kind of tweaked my lighting setup today, so let me know what you guys are feeling about the lighting, because I don't know, like my last video, I just felt like the lighting was so dull, and I was like, girl, you need to like fix it up a bit. So I kind of tweaked some things. Let me know what you guys think, if you even notice anything. I feel like I noticed something. I mean, I feel like I'm looking a tad bit pale. I'm like a shade darker in person, but it's all good. It's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that cream bronzer. I've really been obsessed with the MAC Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish. Sometimes it's like so hard to get open. It is super warm. Like I am gonna go ahead and just be like, if you are not at least an NC 35, like you do not want to even touch this. Like you just don't, because it's going to look like an orange eyeshadow on you. But if you have a bit of a tan, it's gonna look like the most beautiful like warm bronzer. It's so nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that. It's also very pigmented. So because it is like very rich and warm, I only like to take a little bit at a time. And again, because I have the cream bronzer underneath, I'm just going to stipple because I've noticed if I like go ahead and do my normal rubbing and stuff, then it completely moves the bronzer underneath, and then it looks very patchy and like it just moves the product underneath, and you don't want that. So I've just been stippling. Normally I haven't been contouring. I know that's like weird, but I've just been like shaping and sculpting my face with the cream bronzer. But I think I want to go in with some contour today. I haven't used Hoola bronzer in like 72 years, and I'm not even 72 years old, so that's a long time. But Mario uses this a lot on Kim Kardashian, and so I was like, girl, why don't you use yours? Like it just sits in my drawer. So today I'm gonna use it. This is such a beautiful contour shade, by the way. Like if you're tan, this is a great contour. If you're pale, this is the prettiest bronzer. Like if you're pale skin, this is your warm bronzer. Like, cause I know when I have super fair skin, I want a warm bronzer without it being orange. And for fair skin girls, this is your warm bronzer. So again, I'm just going to stipple, and I am using a angled Morphe E4. Do you guys like how I've been like exploring with my brushes lately and using different brushes? Do you like that? Cause I feel like for the longest time, I used the same brushes, but that's just how I am. Like, I feel like brushes are your tools. Like, you can switch up your products, but brushes though, like it takes a while to find ones that you really like. So yeah, but I don't know, lately I've been like trying out different ones and liking different ones. So I've been obsessing over this NARS blush lately, and this is Deep Throat. It's funny because they describe this as peach with a shimmer on the website, but to me it's more of like a pink, like a peachy pink. So I've also really been liking using this fan brush. This is the Morphe M310. I've always liked it, but you guys know normally I stick with my M504, I think it's called. But I've been liking the fan lately. I use the Makeup Forever Pro Light Fusion in the shade to golden. And I'm just gonna like dust it on. And I've also been liking putting like a ton, like all up here on the brow, above the brow I mean. So I gotta share with you guys this brush. This is the Sigma Strobing Fan F42. It's like a newer brush they came out with. I love highlighting my nose with this. So before I was never picky about what brush I used to highlight my nose because I never contoured my nose. So I would just like use whatever. But now that my nose is contour, if I use a brush that's too big, the highlight goes on top of the contour and it's just like not cute. So I've been liking, like, look how skinny that is. It's perfect for your nose contour. I mean, for your nose highlight. It's so perfect, right? It just like perfectly applies there and then just pop it on the little edge of your nose. I love it. I love this brush. So now that I have kind of all the powders on, the blush, bronzer, highlight, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and powder the rest of my face that I didn't get to set. I'm gonna go ahead and take just a tad bit of setting powder. I kind of have been liking, you know, like the glowing look. So I'm only gonna take a little bit. And I'm just going to apply this on the areas that I don't have, you know, bronzer or highlight or anything like that. So the bottoms of the cheek. So I just went ahead and did my brows and I also primed and set my eyelids already. I used the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. So we're gonna move on to eyeshadows and I'm gonna use the Modern Renaissance palette. So the first shade I'm gonna go ahead and go in with is Burnt Orange, but I'm only gonna take a little bit of it at first because I kind of want to use it just as like a sheer wash transition. So I'm just taking a little bit first and I'm putting it directly in the crease. I'm not like doing it too fluffy like I normally do. I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit more precise. Still kind of fluffy because it's the transition, but just not as crazy. And for this look, I really want to kind of wing it out. You see how I'm just, once I get to the end of my eye socket, whatever, I'm just like flicking it out. And as I'm applying more and more, I'm slowly gonna build this shade up. Again, like what I was saying before about light coverage and full coverage, I kind of like to apply lighter amounts of product first and it really helps me to blend that way. Like I feel like if you put so much on at first, like sometimes I see people like put so much eyeshadow on and like blend it out flawlessly and I'm just like, oh my god, like how do you do that? Because I feel like it just takes so long. Like once you just like build it up, it's easier to blend out the edges. So I like to just blend it slowly. So there's a little tip for you guys. I have like slightly hooded eyelids, so I kind of like to look where my eyes open first and then I can see how I want to apply the shadow or where I want to apply it. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a smaller fluffy brush and I'm going to take this beautiful mauve shade. So I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much do the exact same thing we did but just concentrate it more, like directly in the crease. So right here, and just don't fluff it out as much. And again, if you use feather light pressure, like I'm not like dabbing it in there, I'm just like feathering it very like lightly, like barely any pressure. And this makes it easier to blend out because again, you're not putting the product there and just like placing it and having it stick there. You're just like lightly dusting it, so it's so much easier to blend out. And again, we're following that wing shape. So next I'm going to take the Morphe M506 and it's a very small kind of tapered brush. I'm going to take the same shade we just used, tap it off, and do the exact same thing we did, but just concentrate it even more now. So for the base, I kind of feel like doing Gold Sparkle for today. I have this really cool new product that I just bought from Sephora. This is the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter Glow thingy in the shade Golden Girl. Look how nice that looks, right? I'm gonna use that, but I feel like I don't know how that's gonna look on the naked lid. So I think I wanna apply like a gold base first. So I'm just gonna use Primavera and then I'm just gonna apply it. Now because I'm doing like a soft cut crease, I'm not really gonna like shape the crease with any concealer or anything, but you totally like could because then it'll be super cut. But I'm just gonna do like, you know, I'm just gonna do it with shadow. That way it's like kind of cut, but like not too cut. You know, I mean, am I making sense? Probably not. It's okay. And we're following that shape. So now I'm going to go ahead and use that Stila Glitter Glow Metal. So this is a liquid eyeshadow. I've never used it before, and I feel like sometimes with these liquid eyeshadows, they're kind of like tricky to apply, or each one applies differently. So for it being my first time, I think I'm going to follow what the instructions say exactly. So this might be a fail and it might not, because like I said, it's the first time I'm playing with this. So I'm definitely gonna have to see, you know, what the best method is to apply it. It says apply one coat directly along the lash line or center of the lid, wherever you want to apply it. Use your finger or a firm brush in a tapping motion to blend it out. Wear alone or over eyeshadow. Look how beautiful this looks. Like, how pretty does this shade look? It's pretty much like gold sparkles. Let's see how it goes. So I'm gonna apply it directly. Oh, look how pretty that is. So I kind of just want a little bit of a light sparkle. I don't want to do too full coverage. So I'm just going to tap, 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 and blend it out like it says. So tapping is definitely working. So I'm wondering how this is going to set. I did already like open my eyelids and it kind of transferred a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the M507 and take burnt orange, just a little bit of that, and just dust it very lightly. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some of that mauve again, and I'm just gonna take this super defined angled brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to apply that on the lower lash. So I want to do a wing liner, but I want to do like just a super thin one, like nothing too thick, because I really want the shadow to show. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then also apply some mascara, the Maybelline Big Shot. I've been obsessed with this mascara. It's really nice. You guys should check out my full face first impressions that I did 2 or 3 videos ago, and I tried this out. You have to just watch it. I really love this mascara. So I just went ahead and applied my Esquito Voila lashes. Those are my favorite lashes ever. I listed them in my best and worst makeup 2016. So I'm wearing them right now. I do have a coupon code, Amy Esquito. I will leave it down below. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the lips now. So I really wanna do a really pretty classic like Amy mauve nude lip that I used to rock all the time. So I'm gonna use one of my favorite nude pinks in the entire world, and this is Stila's Caramello. It's so beautiful. And I'm also gonna pair it with the MAC Whirl lip liner. I'm just gonna go ahead, line and overline my lips first, and then I will go ahead and apply the liquid lipstick on top. So I'm also gonna take the smallest amount of Pure Hollywood and just put that in the center. So that completes this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely wanted to play around with a mauve lip again and throw in some gold sparkle. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial. Also, make sure to like, thumbs up if you guys want me to do more talk through style tutorials, because I think it turned out good. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.